past Tuesday, March 10th, the Cancer Bats, Toronto's local hardcore heroes, have released their newest CD, Searching for Zero.
Just don't fuck it up for me. That's about it. I'm trying to get laid tonight.
Thursday, March 12th, here in a somewhat warm Toronto day. The spring has sprung. There are birds chirping, and soon it's gonna be fucking chaos because Cancer Bats are going on stage.
My name's Sean Noble from Owen Sound. We came here for the release show, and yeah, we're just here for a good time.
How far have you come for tonight's show?
About half an hour. Really not that bad. I'm just like north of Toronto.
From about halfway between Sudbury and Sault Ste. Marie.
Same distance. 10 minutes drive.
Not that far.
Yeah.
We're rolling.
So, I live a block away.
2.5, 3 hours, but it's definitely worth it for the Cancer Bats.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, what's up?
We're the
Liam.
Cancer Bats. This is Mike. You're watching PureGrainAudio on the internet.
With this record especially, you know, the fact that we worked on it forever and then had to like basically sit on it and like hype it up and like been waiting forever for everyone to hear it, like running into kids in the street and being like, what's the new Cancer Bats like? And I'm like, in 3 months, you're gonna get to find out.
Until then, wah wah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what do you think of the one song? Yeah, so I'm so happy that it's like finally out and like.
Is it like a big release? Like.
Oh, totally.
is a big release.
And especially getting that response from people, like, you know, we played it for our friends and like we had a good feeling that like we had written a rad album. Yeah. But then to have kids be like, this is awesome, I'm stoked. And they're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I feel like that. Like yesterday, I would say I had like a little bit of anxiety, you know, when I woke up in the morning, being like, are people gonna like it? Like everybody was starting to get their pre-orders and stuff like that, and positive feedback was coming back. So I was like, okay, sweet, we're good.
And then especially like having like this show now, like big record release show in Toronto. People again being like, I'm so pumped for tonight. Like I can't wait to see like the new record live. Like,
cool. Yo, are you guys gonna see the Cancer Bats tonight? You want to just answer a couple questions for us quickly?
Play in a band called Kill Cassette, and we're actually students over at York University right now, so we're coming down to see Cancer Bats tonight.
How long have you guys been listening to the Cancer Bats?
Oh, fuck, forever.
A long time.
Their Black Sabbath EP, that was the coolest thing you guys have done. That thing is fucking awesome, and I listen to that on a weekly basis.
I'm gonna touch on my opinion of the album in a second, and it's really negative. It's fucking horrible. But were you guys worried or stressed at all about, you know, what people were gonna think about this record? Because to me, and again I'll touch on it later, it sounds different than the regular Bats album.
It's definitely super different, and I think that's why, you know, I think anytime you kind of put your neck out there and like do something really different and put a lot of like passion into something. Yeah, there is that element that you sit back. I think right when you finish the record, you're just like so charged, and you're like, this is gonna kill. Everybody's so stoked. But then when you have like 5 months of downtime, sometimes you have to like re-listen to the record again to like be like, oh no, everything's cool.
I love the record. Like right off the bat, as soon as we got it, I was listening to it all the time, just like so stoked on how it came out, just so happy, and then I almost all of a sudden, like about like 2 months into having the record, I like hadn't listened to it for a little while, and then I like listened to it, started getting worried about it, like, oh, is the mastering not good enough? And like I had all these weird thoughts, and I was like, I've just got to stop listening to it and like carry on with my life for a while.
So what is it about tonight that you're looking forward to, being that it's like a CD release party?
To hear the new album.
So you haven't heard it yet?
No, not yet.
First exposure?
Yeah.
I've decided to not listen to it till tonight. I figured I'd get the full effect of it.
So it'll be good to hear it live first.
So this is going to be like the first experience of the new album live?
Yeah.
I was almost late for work to pick up the fucking album.
I went to school that day anyway, so in between my classes, I went over there to buy it.
Shit, this shit blows my speakers up in my car.
It's a little bit more straightforward. I like it. It's like a little bit more punk hardcore. It doesn't have a little southern aspects to it. You know, I fucking love it.
All right, so to me, Searching for Zero, it still has the metallic hardcore feel that you guys have long since been known for, but I grew up in a lot of, you know, southern fried shit in the album, which I listened to straight through 2 or 3 times this morning, has this like slower, dirtier, almost stoner, sludgy vibe to it. And I know that you guys have the Black Sabbath cover stuff, but I just want to understand what essentially made you guys get slower and sludgier and doomier with this album.
I think like we're all, you know, huge fans of like stoner rock and
Yeah.
sludge and doom and all of that. And I think just, you know, as we've kind of gotten older and put out more records, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, let's try and incorporate more of that into the band. And maybe I think as we've become like better musicians and we've been able to like get to a point where we can, I think, like take on a lot of those ideas a lot better, where it's like, okay, we've done thrash songs before, let's try and do, you know, a different stoner song, like a song like True Zero that's still really heavy and really driving,
Yeah.
but like doesn't have to get, you know, too crazy.
Yeah.
It's more just about being this like big, powerful like rock.
And
of,
I
like-
also think that like a lot of those songs, like we made lists of like how we wanted to write, or you know, we wanted to like meet a lot of criteria in the songs, that we wanted to write a lot of songs for this record.
Yeah.
And so we had like a stoner rock section, like a thrash and metal,
Nice.
like hardcore section, like a really punk section, you know. And the stoner rock section filled up really fast.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we just
out
like
of like
crushed that one.
27 or 8 songs or whatever we
Yeah.
wrote, it's like those were the kind of the ones that we used a lot of elements of different ones and
Yeah.
built them, and then it was like those were the 10 that made the record, you know.
And honestly, guys, it's incredible. I mean, I've been a fan for a long time because you guys have been around as long as we've been around.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, personally, I think it's your best album yet. And I don't know
Cheers,
if it's
man.
because of all the, you know, the maturity and the growth, but it's fucking killer, and the reviews are saying so as well. To me, track 8, Buzz, then you got Beelzebub and Dusted. They're almost unlike anything that you guys have not necessarily recorded before, but released before, right? And this goes back to my previous point. It's got this like NOLA, New Orleans, like corrosion of conformity, down, Black Label Society vibe that's just really dirty. I mean, the Southern influence is there. Are you guys big into the Southern stuff as well?
Oh yeah,
Oh, massive.
totally.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think you kind of said it too. Like you've been doing this for 10 years. You've been going to shows for 10 years.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 10 years. Like we're now older. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I think there is a certain degree of like wanting to maybe make like some of that like, you know, older man kind of like metal,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that
yeah,
we
yeah.
like grew up on. Like the dudes in COC they weren't like 20-year-olds, you know,
No.
when they were writing like Albatross, you know.
They had
I-
haircuts like me.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
But I think it does.
Brothers
I think
with
it
the
does
cloth.
take
Yeah.
like a. I think it takes like a bit of like an age. You know,
Yeah.
we always joke that like you can't really understand Clutch until you turn 30.
Yep.
You know, and for us, it's just like yeah, I wasn't into that band when I was younger, and then when I was like 32, I was like, all I can do is listen to Clutch. Like it's just like the only thing that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I like that element of like, you know, people who are our age as well, who have like grown up coming to shows and are like now 35, 40, you know, and they're like, oh sweet, you guys have some slower jams, like this is cool.
So we actually run a cool feature and have for a while called And Justice for Art. And so I was going through like all of your albums on Ardio, and I realized that every album cover just has this huge ass cancer bats on it with the little album title. This is the first album cover to have totally different artwork. It's got the eye, it's got the smaller logo. Give it to me. What's the deal, man?
Yeah, it was Andrew from Double Knot, the designer, who was just like, okay, let's, you know, we've done 4 albums, and
Yeah.
this is like a really new kind of like record for you guys. This like marks a big change in the band. So he was just like, let's change this up. Like, let's do something totally different, but still looks like a Cancer Bats
Yeah.
record. Like, still follows that same format.
Big time. For this album, you guys did a limited run of 200 copies on cassette. Now, cassette's been making a little bit of resurgence in the last 2-3 years. You know, help me understand why you guys chose 200, why you guys chose to do a cassette, and also for those super, you know, angsty fans out there, will you do a 201 if they sell it really fast?
Yeah, I mean, it was basically a reaction to the fact that our records weren't finished in time.
Okay.
So because like vinyl has had such a like quick resurgence, there's more orders for records than like the plants can actually fill. So everybody's release dates are getting pushed off like all over the place. Now that there's like Record Store Day and like all these things, it's like first all these factories were closing, and now they're like the ones that are left are like scrambling to try and keep up with all this demand. So our record suffered from that. So we were just trying to think of something cool to still do for the release, and especially because we played up at Cops Records.
Yeah.
So we wanted to still have something for that, especially given that they only sell vinyl.
Right.
So I was like, I don't really want to just show up with CDs. And so Rich from New Damage was like, let's make like something cool, like a cassette. And was like, we'll make it super limited. We'll just do, like a fun, cool, collectible thing.
Right.
And there was no rhyme or reason why he chose 200. It was just like, maybe that was like the first number or the smallest amount that they like offered him. Like we can make 200 in, I think it was like 6 days is how long we like took to press it.
Just to clarify for all the collectors out there, you didn't physically make the cassettes in your basement.
No, it wasn't tape to tape.
Jesus,
That would have been
corporate.
extra.
I know. Yeah.
That would be badass. Maybe you do that for that 201.
201.
I will say
we'll
that
just make a mixtape.
No band I've ever been in from the time I was like 15 or 16 has ever actually sat in the basement making
A tape?
our own tapes.
You've never done that?
No, I've always gone because in Winnipeg there was like the tape. There was like the tape place, and everyone just went to the tape place.
Oh,
and
really?
It was so cheap.
Not all of us have these hookups.
Yeah,
man.
I was like big time over here.
I was making
like-
my own tapes.
I mean,
Before
I
CDs.
made tapes, of other people's tapes and things like that.
Die Human Die cassettes were made by me and photocopied DIY. But yeah, this is the first like official cassette that I've ever been a part of, which is actually pretty cool to think that
it's a
like
cool idea.
it only would happen when I was 35.
Seriously, when it's obsolete.
Yeah, exactly. Now that it's like just strictly collector. The cool part too, for the extra nerd factor, it came in red, black, and gold. So yeah, there's like a wide collector value there too.
Very cool. And what we'll do, just because I love being a nerd, is right now we'll go red, black, and gold, or whatever on the screen as you say it.
There you
Bum,
go.
bum, bum.
How do you feel about them in general and part of the Toronto hardcore scene?
They're one of the best as far as I'm concerned. They're reviving the scene, bringing it back from what it originally was. Like, all their music is just fucking amazing. They're really inspirational to me and a lot of people I know.
They're just badass. I love that they're local. They're from Toronto, and they're just awesome. Like, they're so good to their fans.
I saw them open up for Guar, and the singer from Guar came out and did Sabotage with them. It's fucking crazy.
I'm pretty much going to study it too as a vocalist myself and just kind of like learn some new things and get some ideas maybe from them. But
Very cool. You're a vocalist. Are you in a band?
yeah, actually, we're all in the same band.
Big it up, man. What's your band?
We're called Cruel Bloom.
In Toronto, the Cancer Bats are kind of seen as hardcore heroes, the local hardcore heroes. That's the word on the street. The blogosphere is talking about it.
They're like,
How does that title make you feel? And what do you guys think you're doing or can do or will do or want to do to carry that torch?
yeah, I mean, I'll
Keep
take
ripping.
it if people think that we're hardcore heroes. I think that's cool for sure. I think that there's a lot of like great hardcore bands and a
For
lot
sure.
of people doing amazing stuff like in the city that I would say are more heroic. Like I think people like Greg Benedetto who are like running venues and like putting on shows and doing festivals, I definitely would give them a bit more hardcore cred. We kind of just play in a band and play Toronto like once every 2 years.
To like see release shows and friends' weddings.
Yeah, exactly. And then we peace out and we go and tour around. But those people who actually like put on shows and run venues.
We
and,
carry
like, do
the
all those
torch of
things.
Toronto to the rest of the
Yes.
world.
We're
We're ambassadors.
Ambassadors to the rest of the world.
So you guys are like the Rob Fords of hardcore.
I don't know if I would agree
No?
with that.
Fine. No
In any
crack.
way.
Cancer Bats and crack don't mix. Whatever. Next question.
Cancer Bats and Rob Ford don't mix.
So this morning I sent out a message, and of course I did this morning, not 3 days ago when I should have, to the blogosphere again, asking, what should we ask the band on your behalf? And I got one question that was really poignant.
I thought you were going to say one person wrote back.
No, I got I think 5.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
It's better than 0.
Yeah.
I got 1, and I like to bust people's balls because that's what this is all about. So Brooklyn AC Taylor, as per usual, wants to know if Liam, you will make out with her.
Oh, no. Thank you, Brooklyn. That's very flattering.
Well, you know what? At least now we've embarrassed her on public TV, so to speak. Last question. Fans love this. You know, you guys have influenced so many people, bands, listeners, everyone that you can think of. Who influences you? Who are you listening to right now?
The Budos band.
Oh yeah, Budos band, huge.
Not metal at all. It's like heavy psychedelic, like funk, instrumental funk, but it's so good. It's just like
they're from Staten Island. It's like a full horns funk band.
It's just as heavy as like a heavy band.
Budos band.
The Budos band.
Look at that.
What's one of the things that you love most about a Cancer Bats live?
Just the energy, man. They're just out of control. The atmosphere.
They never ever disappoint.
I am stoked.
I masturbate to your music all the time.
Let's fucking party!
Like, they're fantastic. You can tell how much they want to be there. Like, they really, really care. And they sound just as good live, if not better, than they do.
Say one thing to the band right now. Give them a shout out, like about tonight, the CD release party. Like, what would you say?
I would say, I think you guys are the most badass thing in the world. You've been my favorite band for years, and I have your logos tattooed on my shins.
They always put on a great show, and they're really into the crowd all the time, and everyone's just doing their own thing.
Do you think the little guy is going to be a future Cancer Bats fan?
Absolutely. She's already been kicking around with some of the openers.
Very much so.
Good job. Keep up the good work. Don't drink too much. And if you do, take care of your hangover.
Keep fucking killing it, boys.
Honestly, man, it's like a fucking orgasm in there, man. People are fucking jammed, man, right now. Like, we're just fucking having a good time tonight, man. It feels good in there.
Like, when Hail Destroyer comes on, you just want to punch somebody in the back of the head.
Tonight, it is March 12th. Well, I guess technically all day it's March 12th, you idiot.